Welcome back, everybody. If you're new, my name's Nicholas and this is Investing Against the Grain. Well, as you can tell, I am no longer in my normal house where I normally record. Instead, I'm here in beautiful Costa Rica. It took us about 48 hours to get here, so we are exhausted, but I wanted to make sure as soon as we got here to our Airbnb that we set up and we just put up a quick video for you guys. So do me a favor, give me some feedback. It would really help out. Again, if it seems blown out in the background, apologies. Like I said, we're just setting up, we're just getting going, mainly because we have sunset happening here, so it's just a matter of timing. But let me know how the audio sounds. I've been trying to play with this. It's more or less a new mic for me that I use when I travel, and I travel a lot, so to have feedback from you guys would definitely help on how it sounds and the quality, kind of crowdsource some iteration here for me. All right. With that said, this is a special trip for me. I am here not only for our annual trip, but also we're going to be looking at different areas for our wedding. We're going to be meeting with a coordinator and just, you know, that whole event, everything that goes along with it is what's happening during this trip as well. So it's a mix of pleasure and business, if you will. But with that said, let's get into the main content for today's video. In today's video, I want to talk about the State of the Union address from President Biden. I want to talk about Elon Musk and what he's doing for Ukraine and for Russia, and just what's going on in the bigger scheme of things with that and that conflict. Because, you know, a lot of people are covering this and they make it sound like Elon is just sitting there trying to battle with Joe Biden, but that's just not the case. It just isn't. All right, so we're going to talk about that a little bit, and then of course we're going to talk about Berlin news. All right, so with that said, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell. Let's get into it. Let's start with the very first thing. So I have a tweet here from Elon Musk, and he tweeted this to a tweet from Joe Biden. So let's start with Joe Biden's tweet. Ford is investing $11 billion to build electric vehicles, creating 11,000 jobs across the country. GM is making the largest investment in its history, $7 billion to build electric vehicles, creating 4,000 jobs in Michigan. So naturally, after Elon Musk kind of opened the door saying, hey, if I was invited to the White House with all the other CEOs, I would do the right thing, right? I wouldn't make a mockery of you, Joe Biden. I wouldn't, you know, my tweets wouldn't reflect the speech I would give or my commentary at the meetings, right? Tweeting is one thing, but, you know, as far as having tact and as far as being a diplomatic person, Elon does that very well. Okay, so that's what Elon was trying to convey. And essentially, it was a cracked open door for Joe Biden. And during the State of the Union, the following is what Joe Biden said, right? This was part of his whole speech about Ford and GM, and he completely left out Tesla, didn't mention anything about Tesla. And so Elon responded to this, which it was funny because this was actually tweeted as the State of the Union was going on. I thought that was a little weird, but Elon responded saying, Tesla has created over 50,000 US jobs building electric vehicles and is investing more than double GM plus Ford combined. Right, that's just crazy. And then Elon, of course, classic Elon style, says FYI to the person controlling this Twitter. Right, in other words, clearly invoking the fact that Joe Biden doesn't handle his own Twitter, but Elon does, and just one of those things. Right, it's like, what's the point of even having that at that point? Like, this isn't what you actually believe. You're just a puppet. Someone else is pulling the string. Right? I mean, you can go down the rabbit hole of all the things this could imply. So let's talk about that for a second. Well, why is this a big deal? Well, this is a big deal because I don't know what it is with Joe Biden, but he has some serious issues with Elon Musk. And all Elon Musk does is just good stuff that the entire Democratic Party wants. I don't understand it. It's like the Democratic Party or Joe Biden. Maybe I should just say Joe Biden because Obama didn't have this issue. Obama embraced Elon Musk like crazy. Okay, but here comes Joe Biden, and Joe Biden is just, you know, giving him the Heisman, stiff-arming him left and right. It makes no sense. Joe Biden has all these initiatives for renewables, for electric vehicles, for going green sooner, to have battery storage for our grids, all this stuff. And guess who's doing all of that? Elon Musk, an American business with all the vehicles made in the United States, and you are choosing to neglect them and ignore them. Yet here we have Ford building the Mach-E in Mexico. Here we have GM delivering 26 vehicles. I mean, that's laughable. Stellantis, they're not even a U.S. company technically. And all this just because they use union labor. Like, it's ridiculous. Meanwhile, Tesla employees have voted to not unionize. Right? Is that not democratic? What more can be democratic? This just blows my mind. All right, and so if that wasn't enough, okay, with all this going on right now with Russia and with Ukraine, Elon stepped up to the plate. He sent more terminal servers to Ukraine, more antennas, so that Ukraine could have internet, right? Because Russia was essentially taking out their infrastructure left and right. And then Elon Musk tweeted this today, saying, "Important warning. Starlink is the only non-Russian communication system still working in some parts of Ukraine. So probability of being targeted is high. Please use with caution." All right. So, and then Elon followed up on this saying, "Updating software to reduce peak power consumption so Starlink can be powered from a car cigarette lighter." Car cigarette lighter. In other words, you can be mobile and still get internet signal. Mobile roaming enabled, so phased array antenna can maintain signal while on moving vehicle. Like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculously amazing. This is what Elon Musk is doing. Meanwhile, Putin or Joe Biden is sitting there with arguably his greatest adversary of his entire life, and he will not choose to use his ally, Elon Musk. He refuses to use him. He refuses to acknowledge him, refuses to acknowledge in his whole rant about Ukraine, which honestly, besides the little Iranian mix-up that Joe Biden had during the State of the Union, Joe Biden did a pretty good job talking about Russia and Ukraine. I mean, it was kind of funny because as he was like building up for like this climax of a moment, it's like he was getting up there and then he would just fumble at the goal line every time. And then the Iranian thing just kind of put up the top. But the message was there. It was strong. Joe Biden seemed like he was giving a strong message. But during the whole thing, at no point did he mention Elon Musk. Hey, listen, if you want to talk about unions with GM and Ford, you could have left all that there. You could have at least brought up SpaceX and Starlink and what they're doing. That's the least you could do. Throw them a bone, right? Do something. Like, it's just blatantly obvious that our greatest entrepreneur, arguably the greatest entrepreneur, arguably one of the greatest inventors of our lifetime, is just being ignored, and he's in our country, his companies are in our country, and they're doing massive things. So as if that wasn't enough, okay, Moscow, Russia, keeps threatening the world essentially with, all these things that they're no longer going to do when it comes to rockets, when it comes to satellites, the International Space Station, right, all these things, right, we're not going to deliver rockets or anything. I mean, listen to this. Moscow, March 3rd. Russia has decided to stop supplying rocket engines to the United States in retaliation for sanctions against Russia over Ukraine. Dmitry Rogozin, head of the state space agency Roscosmos, sorry for my horrible enunciation here, said on Thursday, quote, "In a situation like this, we can't supply the United States with our world's best rocket engines. Let them fly on something else, their broomsticks. I don't know what, on their broomsticks, I don't know what." Rogozin said on a state Russian television. And so Elon takes that, copies it, and tweets American broomstick with flags, on the left and right. I mean, you can see it right here. So yet again, Joe Biden, how do you miss this? We have SpaceX here. Anything that Russia could have held over us when it comes to our rockets, space, our innovation, what we're doing, it's trumped. It's completely a trump card for you, Joe Biden, to use on Russia. You could have easily just been like, yeah, this isn't a big deal. We have SpaceX. We have Elon Musk. You can even throw Boeing in there if you want, but at least you would have, I mean, it's just insane how much he's ignoring this. Like, it just blows my mind. All right, I just had to get that off my chest. I literally saw it on 2 days ago, and it's been building up on me. Like, I cannot believe that this was completely dismissed. So that was me just venting a little bit out about this. Okay. Let's transition more so over into Tesla. All right, we now have news that on Friday at 3:30 p.m. local time, it is said to be a press conference, an announcement about the permit approval for Giga Berlin. Now, what does this mean? I don't think anyone actually knows where we're at. And again, keep in mind, a lot of this is kind of rumored based at the moment. We don't have actual concrete information, but all the signs seem to be pointing at. I mean, we have a time now. So it seems like this is imminent. And I know we've been saying this for a long time, for about, 4 or 5 months now. Since October, we've been saying it's imminent. But now it really seems real. Not only do we have a time, not only do we have reportings of them getting ready for a party being thrown for Giga Berlin, for the grand opening, but we see all the cars lining up. We see everything that's going on. I guess it's reported that Elon has plans to be in Berlin during this time. So, I mean, if you just connect all the dots, it seems like things are a go. So that's really exciting. Now, what does that mean for the stock market? What does that mean for TSLA? Well, honestly, I don't really know at this point because the stock went down today, all right? And I don't know if that is if that's more so around the macro right now with Russia and Ukraine. It seemed like this last 2 weeks, TSLA had bucked the macro trend. It seemed like whenever the market was down, Tesla would be up. And I think a lot of this was behind the whole Berlin news, right? I think that kind of took it off the tracks to be Tesla again and not affected by the macros as much. But we'll see what happens. I think if we actually get the permits on Friday, I think you'll see Tesla rebound. I think we'll finally break 880, which seems to be a kind of resistance point for us right now. I'm just doing this off the cuff right now, so I don't have everything that I can to show up on screens, but we retested the 200-day moving average today. So that's a good thing that we didn't break below it, but it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next couple days. And of course, I'll be here to keep you guys informed. Like I said, we're here in Costa Rica now, so we're getting all set up. Just jumped on real quick to make this video to put some content out there for you guys to inform you about my thoughts about everything that's going on. You know, it's hard because I don't get these videos out sooner than later. You know, time goes by, and I want to make sure that you guys know at least what's on my mind, and hopefully we can crowdsource opinions and thoughts. So do me a favor and leave some comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are about anything. Okay, I'm an open book. As you all know, I do my best to reply to as many of these comments as I can. And frankly, so many positive comments, absolutely beautiful comments. Thank you everybody for congratulating me and wishing me a safe trip out here in Costa Rica. Honestly, it warmed our hearts. It's something that is amazing that, you know, people, I don't know most of you intimately, yet a little comment you say can honestly have such a positive impact on my day. I mean, just thinking about, that's just a ripple effect, right? It's like when you walk by someone, you just smile and they automatically smile back. I mean, I don't know, we're very interesting animals, and it's just awesome to see that. But I just want to let you know that your positive comments, honestly, I read them, my fiance reads them, and it does bring a lot of happiness to us. So thank you all for that. All right, we're gonna leave it there. Tomorrow we'll be recording another video. I'm pretty excited about that one. Hopefully we can do what I've planned. If nothing catastrophic or groundbreaking or breaking news, as Sawyer Mayer always says, comes up. But with that said, we're gonna leave it there. Thanks for watching. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell. I love you all. See you tomorrow.